Yes, everybody, welcome back to Football United TV. I'm joined by Sophia. We are talking all things Chelsea. Of course, you probably know the result. We'll delve straight into it. But you know what's coming first, everybody? It is the intro. Yes, people, welcome back. Happy Sunday. Not for most people, unfortunately, Sophia. I know. And for me as well. I'm in the same boat. But actually, you're in a better boat than me because you got a point and we literally let in 4 goals. You know, I'm a Man United supporter. You know, it's dreadful for me right now.
Yeah.
But how are you doing, Sophia? You all right?
I was doing well until full time.
Yeah. So, look, explain to us. It was 2-2. You were 2-1 up right till the very end. And unfortunately, for most Chelsea fans, including yourself, you dropped that goal and it was only a point to gain. What did you make of the game in your perspective, and what do you think of Chelsea as a whole at the moment?
I'll start with the positive. Chelsea as a whole, they're really good, really impressive. I don't think anyone today put a foot wrong. Koulibaly, I was so impressed with him. And that goal, oh my gosh, I thought he would have taken Sterling's head off. My God. Yeah, I thought they all gelled really well today. They were absolutely amazing compared to the previous game. They stepped it up so much more better this game. That's my positives.
Koulibaly was good though, Sophia, like you said as well. I think a brilliant goal. You didn't expect that from him in one of his first games at Stamford Bridge as well. It's a really good mark to make, isn't it?
Yeah, he kicked that like he meant it. My God.
He did. Maybe it was all the hype because everyone was saying he may have such a bad time in the Premier League, and he sort of thought like I really need to prove myself, maybe with a few goals as well, and he's shown that. I think it was good. We saw the managers as well getting. You said 2 red cards, which might be what it was.
I think yeah. I think he showed both of them red cards at the end.
Is that the pattern from the rivalry between the two clubs? That's why it got a little bit heated there.
I think, yeah. I was gonna say I didn't expect it from Conte, considering he managed Chelsea in the past. So he'd be a bit more classy.
Yeah.
But then he's Spurs, so that's the effect that it has on you, I guess.
Ex-manager of Chelsea, being at Spurs as well. He showed a lot of love for Spurs. But at the end of the day, Tuchel as well is a great manager for you guys. Do you think that maybe this doesn't really mean too much? You expecting to get a draw against Spurs, who have done very well in the transfer market. And I think Chelsea have probably got more business to do, haven't they?
I'm hoping, yeah. I mean, still got a bit longer to go, but I think we definitely need to do some more good business and get some good deals in, hopefully before the window shuts.
Who would you like to see? Who do you think's on your radar at the moment from what you're hearing in the media, etc.?
See, I don't know. I saw yesterday, I think Barcelona rejected a bid from Chelsea for Aubameyang because I think they want like 20 million or something crazy like that.
Yeah.
I mean, I wouldn't mind him, but I prefer him on loan maybe. I think signing him, I don't know, I think it'd be a bit of a risk. At least with the loan, you haven't got that much of a risk.
Well, yeah, the loan thing, you can literally get away if they do rubbish. I think was Morata on a loan, I believe at some point. So it wasn't. I think on the loan. So you literally, if it doesn't work out, you can get rid of that player. You are struggling with obviously a number 9. Werner's obviously gone to Leipzig now. How do you feel about this situation as well? Do you feel like you're missing a solid number 9 up there for Chelsea?
Definitely. We've not had it like, I think Drogba or maybe Costa was probably the last sort of really decent one. And just ever since then, we just haven't been able to break that curse. I don't know what's going on. Is it like the management style of play, or I don't know. Every other one we seem to get since then just hasn't been able to break that curse.
No, it's weird, isn't it? But I mean, Costa wasn't too long ago, was it? So, and I know you bought Drogba back as well. That kind of worked okay for that time. But I can't see there's anybody in the market that Chelsea can get. I mean, look, Man United are in the same position. We're looking for a striker. I can't see anybody in the market right now. What does Chelsea do from here with that situation? Do you think maybe do the Man City thing and play like the fake number 9, use their midfielders as players to be able to work that role? Or do you think they really need to go out and try and find somebody, maybe like a rare diamond in the rough?
I think, yeah, we definitely need to try and get someone. I think there's only I guess only so much in so many games we can do that formation till we need someone decent and solid up front. But like you said, it's just who is available, who can we get?
We've only got 3 weeks left, haven't we? So it's very difficult. It is. I'm talking about Man United as well. My perspective, like we've got to get players in the next 3 weeks, and it's looking difficult. But I think Chelsea are a very big step beyond what Man United are. And I think with Spurs as well, like I think we were saying beforehand, there's a bit of a rivalry there, of course, between the two clubs. So it was always going to be kind of an even Steven game, seeing as Spurs have recruited so well this summer, and of course Conte is or was your old manager. Does it hurt to see him in the opposite dugout at all?
No. I wasn't that much of a fan of him when he was management anyway. I mean, it hurt obviously when Jose left. Yeah, Jose had much more of an impact on the club. Conte for me, not so much of an impact.
So when Jose went to Tottenham, did that hurt to see him there playing
A bit,
against? Yeah, not as much as Conte, obviously doing the same thing.
No, for me, Conte and Sarri are in the same boat. I wasn't really a fan of either of them, to be honest.
You think Sterling played a good game today? He looked decent. He hit a few skyrocketing shots over the bar, but I think he's just trying to get his feet into the way that Chelsea play, because it is kind of different from Man City. I mean, are you happy with that signing? He does look a threat, and I think he will give you a lot for the rest of the season.
Yeah, the last two, like this game and the last game, he's really impressive, and he's got the pace as well, and that's something that this team really needed.
Yeah, it does. And I think the thing is that Chelsea's defense, especially Thiago Silva, who's around 38, I don't think he played today, did he? I might be wrong. I didn't see him though. Maybe he did.
Yeah, I know. No, I don't know.
See,
I was so engrossed in just
watching
like shouting and screaming at the TV.
Yeah,
I didn't even really
I don't think he did, but I think that's something that Chelsea need to work on. Maybe the centre backs is something that you need, maybe for future perspectives, because it's aging. You've lost, like you said, Rudiger, but Koulibaly, like you said, though, is an amazing buy. And I know he's quite old as well. Not old, but he's about 31, 32.
Yeah, I was surprised he was that old. I was like, oh my gosh.
Well, no, Man United were going for him years ago, Sophia. So it's like finally he's come to the Premier League.
Yeah, it's quite interesting. So I guess, like you said, he has a lot to prove. Obviously, coming from Syria, people obviously they don't take obviously like the foreign leagues as serious as the Premier League. So I guess he has a lot to prove that yeah, he was like absolutely balling in Syria, and hopefully he can do the same in the Premier League.
Yeah. You know what, I think he can. He showed it today anyway as well. It was a brilliant goal from him. What do you make of the new owners as well coming in, and the Roman Abramovich situation, the fact that he's left now? Are you happy with this? Because this is actually, from an outside perspective, it looks very good for Chelsea. You got owners in that are actually trying to emulate the same thing as Roman did, and spend a lot of money by players that will definitely fit the status of the club. Are you enjoying it so far? I mean, it's only been like the summer, I know, but
I am so far, yeah, and I mean the fact that Todd Bowley's like attending the games as well just sort of shows like yeah, he is really invested in it, and I know they sort of started to revamp the outside of Stamford Bridge of like the signage and stuff, but I hope just during the Torboli era that we actually get the new stadium built that we desperately need.
yeah, is it going to be in the same place, or is it going to be moved? Do you know that?
Yeah, I don't know. So, I mean, they've been going on about it for years in the planning permission, and they used to, I don't know if they still do have like in the museum like the sort of model of the stadium they want to build, but still nothing sort of come of it.
There's something to do with the blocking out of St. Paul's Cathedral. Have you heard about that?
Yeah, I did. I saw some tweet about it, and I was like, really?
Yeah, there's some end of Chelsea which can't go higher because apparently by law you have to be able to see from one side of the stadium, I think way over in the middle of London, towards St Paul's. And if they build the stadium up too high on that side, it will block out the view, which means by law they're not allowed to, which has made it a little bit more difficult. But I think what they're doing is they're making that end curve in the roof and then making the other ends bigger. And I don't know, it's a weird one. It's an old rule that I think they can't really go across.
Mm.
There was plans on them to like maybe move it to the Thames, sitting right by it, but apparently that isn't going to happen.
Yeah, I've heard that. I've had like Battersea Power Station, and who knows?
Battersea Power Station. Wow, that'd be
Yeah,
different.
I think that was a while ago. I think that must have been scrapped by now. I'm sure. But
I
yeah,
think so.
who knows? But we need a bigger stadium, definitely. If we're going to continue, now we've got the new ownership and all the money and buying these players, we need to then expand our stadium to sort of show that we are going to be like continually be the world class team. But
Well, you are. You're the World Club Cup champions, aren't you? At this moment in time, right?
yeah,
Yeah.
not for much longer.
No, I'm pretty sure Real Madrid are going to win that. I can't see them. I mean, they got Eintracht Frankfurt in the Super Cup, haven't they?
God,
Which is coming up in
that
a couple of
game, that
weeks.
was.
I know. I think Real Madrid will beat Eintracht Frankfurt. I'm pretty sure. But what did you make of the refereeing today? I know you was shouting out the referee, weren't you? You weren't very happy. As soon as you saw that the name had been drawn out to referee this match, you kind of had this iffy feeling about the whole thing.
Awful. I mean, he just continually screws Chelsea every single game. As soon as I saw it, I was just like, that's it. They're going to get a fluke win, or something is going to go against us. And I mean, the hair pull with Kukurea,
Yeah,
that was crazy.
you
And
can't do
he was
that,
in
can
the
you?
view of it, and nothing come of it. That was
You
like,
think
oh,
that is the referee being too biased doesn't really clearly like Chelsea, because you said as well that there always seems to be something with this referee, and when Chelsea play, the decisions don't go your way. Maybe he is a Spurs fan.
wouldn't surprise me.
Well, ads, big up ads as well. He says Spurs are cheats. Everyone knows it.
They have to try and win at something, but they never do. So.
Wow. That's there are going to be lots of Spurs fans probably coming in here. As an Arsenal fan here, Lucas is class. Noel Kane, big up my guy. You need that passion with Conte and Tuchel with the boiling points. That's why we love football. Would you agree with that?
Yeah, that's true. I mean, I think I saw a tweet that someone said if it was like Klopp and Guardiola, they would just like kiss or something, and I was just like, yeah,
Well,
I can really see that.
I mean, some people would like to see that. I don't see why not. That's great. As long as it's not necessarily French kissing, maybe a peck on the cheek and a little hug, but each to their own. Solo says big up Matt and Sophia. Brush says big up guys. Ad says I only respect Spurs because Conte is in charge. No other reasons. They are a 2-bit team.
Did
Good
you
point.
respect Chelsea when Conte was in charge of Chelsea?
No. Did you?
No. I don't know if ads would, but I doubt it. But we'll see. See what he says.
I think the only reason I respect Spurs at the moment is because Daniel Levy obviously gave Conte the back in the summer, which I think is not really happened in the past. You saw with Pochettino as well, the fact that they got to the Champions League final and then after that it kind of deflated, maybe to do with the new stadium, etc., and not really having the funds and waiting for NFL games to come over so they can make some money back. But I actually think Tuchel's a better manager. I really do. Conte's done a lot more, don't get me wrong, but Tuchel, for what he did for Chelsea when he came in halfway through the season, goes and wins the Champions League. He's got to win the Premier League, right? In the next year or two, Sophia, you think he's going to go, isn't he? And I mean, probably sacked.
I don't know. I mean, I really hope he stays because he has the passion for it. And I just really hope that the new owners see that and they stick with him. Ads, you're not funny.
You're not going to answer that. Okay, fair enough. Brush, Conte versus Tuchel undercard for AJ versus Uzek. What you guys think? So basically, what he's saying is,
I didn't expect that from Tuchel. I always thought he was quite, he's going to be quite calm and. But yeah, my God, I was like, well, that's a new side of him I've not seen before.
They went at it. I couldn't believe it. It was like the Royal Rumble in London. It was. Everybody was jumping in. I thought, hang on, there's no like tagging anybody here. Like
we need to book them for when they have their pay-per-view in Cardiff, I think.
Yeah, well, Brush is saying it. Maybe even for Wembley. Is it? No, it's not. It's in Saudi Arabia next week, isn't it? The AJ and Usyk fight. So he thinks that Conte and Tuchel should be boxing it out on the undercard. I kind of agree with you, Brush. That actually would be interesting. I think we saw a little bit of that anyway today, and I'm pretty sure nobody won. 2 red cards, maybe as well, like Sophia said. United need to fix up for real, though. They do indeed, mate. I have always respected Chelsea, but a little less now. I've gotten closer with Gem. Laugh my ass off. Big up Gem, CFC. Yeah, there's got to be respect for Chelsea, isn't there, Sophia, at the end of the day? With what's happened this season, you kind of felt like maybe it's going to be different from them with new owners in and Abramovich leaving. But it's gelling okay, like we kind of said. This is the second game of the season. You can't say too much about it. It's not like you lost against Spurs. Yes, a horrible goal to let in right at the end there. Maybe to brush up on that, maybe next time. But I can only see positives for Chelsea, right?
I hope so, as long as you don't get Anthony Taylor refereeing us again. But
anybody out there doesn't like Anthony Taylor, please do comment because Sophia doesn't want to feel on her own. We have a lot of people. Man United has a lot of referees that we don't like clearly, but Sterling is your best player by far. You need to use him correctly. What do you think, Sophia?
I think we do, and I hope we do use him correctly and take advantage of his pace and it's looking promising at the moment. So I was happy with the lineup today, actually.
Yeah, it didn't look too bad actually, and it's good that you've kept some players on as well. As Pilaqueta is staying, isn't he? I believe.
Yeah, but I mean, I thought he was going to Barcelona anyway. I thought it was a bit fishy that after they announced, yeah, we can't sign any more players. He's like, I'm staying Chelsea for life, and I'm like,
Well, you know what the weird thing is? You know, Christensen. He has changed his social media. Have you heard about this?
Yeah, it's his was it his Instagram or something? I
Yeah,
think.
so he had it as Barcelona player, blah de blah, and apparently yesterday or the day before he changed it all back to Chelsea, and
Yeah,
his
but he's still got
profile
him
picture.
in like a Barcelona shirt, so I don't know.
Oh, he changed it back. See, he changed that 2 days ago to him in a Chelsea shirt. He's gone back to Barcelona again. Brilliant, Sophia. You've updated us. Thank you. So it's very strange what's going on there. Apparently, they're okay, Barcelona now. They've not signed, but registered most of the players like Rafinha, Lewandowski. So that's all done. But they are still a little bit in a crisis. And I didn't hear Christensen being named as fully gone yet. So whether that is something that, because at the end of the day, he'll just go back to Chelsea. If it is the case, would you
I
like that?
hope we don't take him back. No way. He managed to weasel himself out of Chelsea. Now it's going to backfire on him. If he
It
comes
is.
back, if he's not going to want to play, then there's no point in having him back.
There isn't. There isn't. He clearly wants to go, doesn't he?
Yeah. If he
So
he signed for a club that was under a lot of financial difficulties instead of staying and securing a contract and money, and so something's not right.
no, it's a bit spooky, isn't it? But it might happen. You might actually get him back. That's the thing. I know. I doubt it though. Barcelona kind of like play tricks like this, and then suddenly they've got everybody, and then they're stealing all your best players, even in the last 3 weeks, which is a bit spooky. Who's your next game? I can't remember who you've got next now. I should have looked that
I
up.
think it's Leeds. I
Oh,
think
that's always a big game, isn't it?
that's going to be a game full of fights. Yeah, we're Leeds away, so that's
Oh,
going to be another rough game.
well, it is going to be, and Leeds haven't done so bad recently. All right, it's only 2 games, but last season they were very poor. Obviously, getting rid of Bielsa. What do you think about this game going into it? Apart from the fighting, I know the managers probably won't fight because the American guy, what's his name, Jesse, isn't really going to be fighting Tuchel. But what do you make of that game going into it? I think a clear win for Chelsea, pretty much.
I think, yeah, it's definitely going to be a win. But now I'm assuming Tuchel's going to have to be in the stands or something. So I don't know if that's going to affect. I don't know who he'll sort of have on the touchline, if anyone.
He's going to have to, isn't he? Yeah, he's going to have somebody. But that's a very good point because I don't think it's just one game either. I think it might be a few games.
Oh gosh, let's have a look.
I know, right? There we go. It's all this information coming out straight after the game, ladies and gentlemen. Please smash like, share, subscribe if you can. We are here talking about Chelsea.
Okay, so Leeds and then home to Leicester City.
When's that?
27th.
Oh, right, the next weekend.
Leeds is the 21st, next Sunday. And then it's the Saturday, the 27th is Leicester.
Right, okay, yeah, bank holiday. Okay.
I mean, I'm just glad. I don't want to belittle them, but I'm glad it's not any games against, like, the big, like Man City, Arsenal, Man United, Liverpool, because we definitely need Tuchel, like, on the line for those.
I'm glad you put everybody in apart from Man United. That was really good of you there. No, it was, honestly, it was correct. I was thinking you was going to say Man United. I was like, don't say Man United because it just isn't. We are the bottom of the league.
Yeah, that's a bit of a sore spot at the moment. So
It's awful. It's really bad. But
I saw something about today that they wanted Ronaldo to leave if he doesn't sort his attitude out or something. Is that right?
probably. I don't know what sort of attitude they think he's got, because I think it's probably a really good attitude because they've not built around him. You say you want to keep a player. I mean, Chelsea were after him, weren't they? How would you have felt of Chelsea got Ronaldo? Would you have been happy about that?
I don't know, because it would be like a big, you know what I mean, like a big signing to Chelsea. And if he doesn't work around Chelsea, and if he falls to that curse, I don't know.
I know. I don't know. I know, but I don't know. That's the thing.
It'd be interesting if he could lift that curse, but
He definitely would score goals. I think maybe he'd have the same sort of impact as Falcao did. Maybe not great,
yeah.
but it wasn't good, was
I
it?
forget that we had like Falcao and Higuain, and you know.
I know, but then like you say, like you had Costa, Drogba. He came back. Torres wasn't that great, of course. There is a curse. What is this curse? Why has this happened at Chelsea, Sophia?
I don't know. I mean, it's not even like you can say that they don't, you know, get fed the ball, because they do. I don't know.
It's that Werner as well. He was actually all right for you, I think, at the end of last season, to be fair.
I was
In the
so
Champions
upset when
League.
he left.
Right, yeah. I mean, I was too, because I would have got him at Man United, but RB Leipzig took him back. So I don't get
And he
it.
scores in their first game. So again, it's a Chelsea striker curse.
And he scored a goal in the Champions League against Real Madrid, right, for you guys? Which is quite crucial. Oh, I'm so gutted that he's left, because I really would have taken him right now, Sophia. Who else do you think you need to get in this summer for Chelsea in order to compete with the top two? Is there anyone on your radar that you're thinking, like to see him here?
I never really know, because I feel like we're linked with different people every day.
Mm.
You know, and they were talking about like Fofana, you know, he was probably leaving because he went to the Leicester fans, and he, like, you know, by his own, and he was clapping, and I don't know.
There you go. You're having loads of hellos here. Anthony Herbert says, big up Matt and Sophia. 3 weeks to count down. Man United v Arsenal, September the 4th, Sunday at 4:30 p.m. It's like telling me when my funeral is. It's not something I really
Yeah,
not.
that will be interesting, because we know Arsenal aren't exactly the best. So if you lose to them,
We probably will, but I mean,
like,
do you
has
think
to
it will
be
not be
done.
hard for you as well, Chelsea, like to play Arsenal, like you said as well, like a few minutes ago? Don't want to be playing the big teams like Man City, Arsenal. Who else?
Liverpool.
Liverpool. Yeah. So Arsenal, you see, is a bit of a threat.
I don't know. They have their moments. I feel like when we're against Arsenal, it's the same sort of outcomes when we're against Spurs. There's always some, you know, there's fighting, there's dodgy decisions, there's red cards. So I don't know. Maybe it's just like the London derbies are just, I think they're just absolutely wild, to be honest.
They are. You got so many as well. I think that's the thing. Like with London clubs, it's kind of a little bit harder, I think, every season, because you literally have so many derbies. You know, Chelsea hates Tottenham, Tottenham hates Arsenal, Arsenal hate Tottenham. Crystal Palace probably
And
hate every
Chelsea,
London
West
club.
Ham, and
West Ham, everybody else. So it can be a little bit more difficult than, like, say, Man City and Man United. That's the one derby. Liverpool, Man United, and then that's it. Liverpool, Everton. That is pretty much it. Adzil says, don't laugh, but we're killing Fred. That's all I'm saying. He isn't a 6. He's a solid 8. Probably don't want to talk too much about Man United and Fred either. So where do you think, to finish it off pretty much, Sophia, where do you think Chelsea will finish this season? And in Champions League as well, how well do you think they'll do?
Gosh, I don't even want to think about Champions League already. Oh my gosh. This season, I want to be realistic, and I'm going to say second. Champions League, I don't know yet because we've not sort of started it up. I think once we've started up and we're playing in it again, and how we're sort of playing against teams from different countries, then I think I would have sort of a better picture of how well we're going to do. I mean, I didn't think we'd do that well last year, to be honest, with all what was going on with Abramovich and the sanctions and not having fans. And I think we did pretty well.
I think you did all right, yeah, with everything that was going on. Yeah, you missed out on the FA Cup and the Carabao Cup to Liverpool. Commiserations, but at least you got to the final of something. I think that was one thing that Man United couldn't ever really do. But you think maybe more medals this season, Sophia? You think you might be able to get something?
I believe so. I mean, we did quite well medal-wise last season, again, considering all that was happening. So I'm hoping now it's like a fresh start, new players, new owners. I just hope that we can take it a bit further for this season, but who knows? I don't know. The start of the season's a bit weird. Like Man United getting hammered by Brentford and the Nottingham Forest game earlier.
Yeah.
It's a weird start to the season already.
It is strange, yeah. Brentford are doing good as well. Nottingham Forest, the amount of players they're getting in, it's crazy. I think they're on their 14th player this season.
It's
bringing
crazy.
in, buying. That's mental, isn't it? I think they just bought someone from Lyon today as well. And he looks like a very good buy. I know a lot of teams in the top 6 were after him, so it kind of makes you think, what are Nottingham Forest doing that other clubs are not? But I think Chelsea, at the end of the day, I think they'll still be definitely top 4. I know Arsenal and Spurs are pushing on that. Clearly, Spurs got top 4 last season, but it's going to be very tight. And I think you're right about it being a very close season. What about Champions League for Chelsea? What do you think is going to happen there? Do you think you'll get through the group stages? I'm pretty sure you will.
Yeah, I think potentially we might get past semi-finals, but I'm not sure yet. I want to say we'll definitely get to semi-finals, but I don't know if we'll get past them just yet.
It's going to be difficult. Anthony says Chelsea will finish second and quarterfinals in the Champions League, which is, apart from second in the league, you made the quarterfinals in Champions League last season. Am I right about that? I think so. Yeah, you got knocked out by Madrid, didn't you, in the quarterfinals?
Yeah, and then just after that, Real Madrid were just knocking everyone.
You were a much better team in that 2 legs.
That was the 2 games, they were very, very close.
They were.
It was like heartbreaking, but
And that's where Werner did very well.
at least Liverpool didn't win, so that's a plus.
That's do you know what? I love you for saying that.
We can both agree.
Just reminded me that they lost to Real Madrid in the final for like the 4th or 5th time. I think Liverpool have only beat Real Madrid once in a final before out of 8, I think. So it's pretty cool. More players would be moving around. Yeah, I agree. I agree indeed. So to finish it off then, Sophia, because it was only going to be a quick one because it's super hot. We're both baking. I know your ice cream fans right outside waiting for you, waving you down. But yeah, just your quick thoughts on the game overall today, just so people who have tuned in late can understand what you thought about it and what it means for the next game going into it.
I think we did very well. We should have won. VAR is shocking. Anthony Taylor is the biggest fraud in the football world. I feel like if if they would have if we would have got that foul when Romero deliberately pulled Cucurella's hair, they wouldn't have got that goal. So that was the horrible decision that was against us.
It was, and wonder whether any Chelsea fans out there are going with Sophia and the fact that the referee is very unbiased towards Chelsea. I kind of saw that today as well. I think Cucurella is a very good signing. Do you think from Brighton as well? I think he's amazing. I think he'll really sort out situations there on the left wing back. He does go very quickly up with the ball, and I think that's what you've been lacking. I know Chilwell as well, and some of your wing backs are exceptional, but he looks like a very good buy, doesn't he?
Yeah, he's young, Spanish. We have like the Spanish link in Chelsea, so they always seem to do really well. So it's looking good.
Apart from Torres, though, right?
But he got a couple of vital goals for us, so I can't.
Do you remember the one vital goal? Do you remember the one goal that will always stick probably in your memory as a Chelsea fan? Who was it against, Sophia? I remember.
Oh my god, that game was just absolutely amazing. That just cemented him.
It did, didn't it? Because I think he even made a boo-boo trying to get up front.
He was trying so hard that game.
And then Ashley Cole just boots it, and he's on the halfway line above Puyol and Piqué. Clear run.
No one thought it would be Torres, and then
and then he says, "What are you baking, Matt?" I'm not baking anything apart from myself. But I'm not baking myself. The son's doing it. I'm just sitting here taking it. I agree. Pulling hair like that is a no-no, especially in the box. It is,
and
right?
I had a clear view of it, and absolutely nothing was done. It's just.
Yeah, why don't they bring that back, Sophia? Why wasn't like the VAR involved in that? I mean, if it's a clear foul, you can't pull on someone's hair. It's like it's assault.
It was horrible. And Romero, he's some dirty name I probably shouldn't say on him.
Bastard, yeah. Is that? Yeah. It's all right. You can say bastard.
Trying to keep it a bit PG.
Well, is there anything else you want to add before we finish off, Sophia? It's been good chatting very quickly about this Chelsea day today. Unfortunately, a draw, of course. But anything else you want to add at all?
I don't think so. I just think Chelsea just look really promising for this season. So hopefully we get a couple more signings, and I think we'll be good for this season.
Fingers crossed. I think Chelsea will be fine. I think they'll get through it. Tuchel being on the bench for the next few games might not help, but at the same time, it shows passion, and I think I'd like to see that anyway. Both managers getting sent off too. That's correct. Sophia did say that. It distracted Cucurella and gave the advantage. I completely agree with that. Well, that's it. Nice and easy. Thank you so much, Sophia, for coming on. Would you like to tell everybody where they can find you on social media, etc.?
So my Twitter is Sophia CFC_.
Nice and quick. You have no cat with you today.
I know, it's too hot. They're just all hiding under the beds and
under the bushes in the garden, right? That's it's always the place, right in the cold dirt, as it is. That's what my cats.
Then they come out at night and they're crazy.
They're waking you up like early in the morning, like, get up, you got to go to work. You're like, get away from me.
Like 5 in the morning, yeah.
Everybody smash like, share, subscribe if you can. Thank you all for tuning in, and we'll see you again tomorrow. I'm in Slovenia next week. I'm doing a few vlogs from Lake Bled live, talking about transfers. So come and check out. Until then, take care, everybody, and we will see you again soon. Thank you so much, Sophia. It's been such a pleasure to have you back on again.
Thank you for having me.
And that does say Chelsea, by the way. That doesn't say Elisa. There you go. Big up Chelsea today. 2-2 draw. Well on to Spurs 2. But I'm pretty sure Chelsea can bounce back from this. Everybody, Take care. Have a brilliant rest of your Sunday. Bye-bye.